Hello everyone, welcome back to Easy Chapters. In our last videos, we were discussing about the modal verbs. Today we are going to study few other modal verbs. Let's get started. Today we will study the modal verb will. What are the functions of will? We all know that will is an auxiliary verb that we use to represent future tense, right? Now we will see which are the different other functions of will. The first thing is if we want to represent our desires or wishes that we are supposed to do in future, we can use the auxiliary verb will. Will is used to represent such desires that are very strong in our mind and we are very sure that it will happen. So, if we want to express such strong desires and wishes, we can use the modal verb will. So, the example is, I will become a doctor. If we ask somebody about their ambition, they used to say like that, right? I will become a doctor, I'll become an engineer, right? So, will can be used to express strong desires or wishes that we are very sure to happen in future. Now, the next case is to express rapid decisions. If you want to express some rapid decisions, spontaneous actions or immediate steps, we can use the modal verb will. Example is, I am thirsty, I'll buy a bottle of water, right? So it's an immediate step or a rapid decision. Our next example is, we will go and meet her. It is also a rapid decision or a quick action. So when we are in a situation to represent some quick action, spontaneous steps or a rapid decision, we can use the modal verb will. Now, will can be used to express promises, predictions, offers and threats. In all these situations, we can use the modal verb will. Let us see the example. Our first example is, I will pay the money back. What it is? It's a promise, right? To express some promise, we can use the modal verb will. Our second example is, I will remember you my whole life. What it is? It's a prediction, right? It's a prediction that I will be remembering you my whole life. So, will can be used to express predictions. Third example, I will help you to clean the room. What it is? It's an offer, right? I will help you to clean the room. I will help you to find a new room. Like so, these are offers and offers can be made with the help of modal verb will. Now the last one, if you don't obey, I will tell your mother. What it is? It's a threat, right? If you are not obeying, I will tell your mother. If you are not studying well, you will fail. If you are not performing well, you will be terminated, right? So threats also can be expressed with the help of modal verb will. So will is used in situations where we need to express some promise, some predictions, to give some offers and also to give threats. Will can be used to express conditional situations. In such situations, we are not sure whether it is going to happen or not. But if the situation is favorable, we will do the thing. That is conditional situation. Example is, we will go for a ride if the weather is good. So, we are not sure whether the weather is going to be good or bad. If the weather is good, we will go for a ride. So, that is known as a conditional situation. So, to express conditional situations, we can use the modal verb will. Now, will can be used in situations of refusal. There will be situations where we have to refuse something or deny something. In such situations also, we can use will, but that in the negative form. That is will not. Example, he won't listen to anyone. Refusal or deny, that is a negative sense, right? So, here we have to use the negative part of the will, that is will not. So, will can be used in situations of refusal or deny, or we can use will in conditional situations. So, we studied about the modal verb will and its functions. Let us quickly see which are the functions once again. Will is used in conditional situations. Then it is used to express our strong desires and wishes, for making promises, to predict, offer, threat and also for refusal. Then to take rapid decisions or rapid actions. Also we use will. Will can be replaced with another two modal verbs. They are going to and shall. So if you are using going to or shall instead of will, the same message will be conveyed. So let us see an example. We will watch the movie. So Here we are using the modal verb will, and in this sentence we can replace will with going to or shall. Now how the sentence will become? If you are using going to, the sentence will become we are going to watch the movie, right? And if you are using shall, the sentence will become we shall watch the movie, right? So will can be replaced with another modal verbs going to and shall. So we discussed that will can be replaced with another modal verb shall. So we said we can use shall in all the situations where will is applicable, or is there any difference between will and shall? Let us see. Shall is a modal verb that can be used in situations where we use will but in a more polite way. We want to represent something in a more polite way, we can use shall instead of will. Let us say the situations where we can use shall. Shall can be used in another situations also. Let's see. To express intentions or suppositions, to give some instructions or take some instructions, to make some offers, promises, and also to make some confirmations. Here we have to notice that we are making all these statements with less surety than that of will. We are not that much sure whether it is going to happen or not. Still, we are expecting the same. See a few examples. I shall buy a new car. What it is, it's an intention, right? But we are not that much sure whether it is going to happen or not, or when it is going to happen, right? So it is used to show some intentions, not that much strong. Still, we can use shall to make intentions in a polite way. Next is, what shall I tell the officer? That is an instruction. We are seeking some advice or instruction from somebody about what to do the next in a polite way. That is, what shall I do or what shall I tell the officer? That is in the form of instruction. So for getting some instructions in a polite way, we can use shall. Third one, I shall help you. Similarly, we use will. I will help you, right? But here, if we want to make a more polite offer, it's better to use I shall help you. Now, the fourth one, I shall meet you at 7. Once again, we are making a polite promise, right? I shall meet you at 7. The last one, she shall be the manager next year. What is this? It's a prediction, or we can say it's a confirmation, not that much a strong one. Still, it's a confirmation, and here also we can use shall instead of will. Shall can be used in situations where we use will, but it is better to use shall if we need to be more polite. Shall can be used in situations where we have to express ideas based on specific rules. In many situations, we have to consider the rule or law. In such situations, we can use the modal verb shall. For example, children shall not enter the lab, right? The next one, we shall obey the rules. In order to represent ideas based on specific rules, we can use the modal verb shall. Now, shall can be used to express things that are expected to happen in future. The last sentence, the government shall go for a lockdown. In order to predict things that is supposed to happen in future with less surety, we can use shall. Today we studied about two modal verbs, will and shall. Both can be used to represent our wishes, desires, intentions that we are expecting in future. And also it can be used to represent some promises, predictions, offers, etc. Shall can be used to present ideas that are based on specific rules. There is not that much significant difference between will and shall. But if you want to present things in a more polite way, it's better to use shall instead of will. So that's all about today's topic, modal verbs shall and will. Hope you understood this topic. I'll be back soon. Keep watching. Thank you.